Well, I'm at the beautiful Worsborough Reservoir today doing a long distance feature with Improve Your Coarse Fishing. And I thought it'd be a really good idea just to do a little video about my thought process when it comes to how I want my method feeder to be presented with the bait and the hook bait on these wild waters where often you're leaving your feeder in for a long period of time. So you need to be 100% confident that it's working exactly how you want it to work. So let me run through what's in the feeder for a start. So in this tub here, I've got a mixture of 3mm green swim sim pellets with 2mm pellets as well. I've added a nice little twist of complex tea, which is a nice boost, adds a load of scent and really helps draw those fish into my feed zone. But it's the loading of the feeder, and like I said, how it works under the water, which is what I want to get bang right. Hook bait choice, my go-to hook bait choice, 7mm speedy washter. Wherever I go, that is my first hook bait choice. Why? I think a lot of it works and I'm confident. Add those two together, you're gonna catch fish. Right, loading the feeder up, and this is really important. We've seen it all before, but let me talk to you through the process, how I think it works. Now, for a start, I want to create a nice base. So I've just got pellets in here. You can use ground bait if you want, but I believe that the ground bait blocks the air, traps the air, and removes the air from the pellets and creates what I call a dead mix. And I don't want that, I want an active mix. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing the pellets in and creating a level table. Okay, like so, perfectly level. And now I'm going to place my hook bait over the top. I'm not going to press it in because I want it to roll away from this, and I'll explain that in a minute. So all I've done is I've just laid that on the top, and now I'm going to mound the hook bait up over the top with a few more pellets to protect the hook bait during the progression of the cast and the feeder hitting the surface. Now I believe, if not all of them, some of these pellets that are on top that I'm doing now come off on the cast. But that's a good thing because you're creating that attractive fall of pellets through the column of water to your feeder, the kind of like the table of feed on the bottom, which is the real focal point for the fish to home in on. So just quickly mound it up like so. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. What fish cannot resist that? So let's put it in the tank and see how it actually works. Now, when you go to these waters, these fish have seen it all before, and I believe that the principle where people say, I want my hook bait to stay within my feed in the center, it's very, very hard to achieve. And also, I don't want to achieve that principle. And the reason behind that is because I want my hook bait to roll away from the feeder. And this is the beauty about preparing your pellets right and loading it correctly. And as I'm talking to you now, all that air is escaping from those pellets and expanding those pellets out and pushing my hook bait out. And in turn, what happens is the hook bait rolls away from the main table of feed. Carp are very clever. They've seen it all before. I don't think they're coming up to the feeder and sucking out of that feeder. Only in the heat of the summertime that will happen. What they do is they come up and they feed on the particles on the perimeter of your feeding zone, so to speak, because they're very clever. And it's usually the wiser fish, the bigger fish, that feed in this way. So by having a hook bait that rolls away from your main concentration of feed, he's definitely going to catch you some more fish. So next time you're out, give it a go, because it will definitely make a difference on these kind of waters.